Bam. What's up, guys? Zaid here. Today, I got another duel for you. I played against this guy, Comet, 646 rating. I, at this point, am 521 rating. And shout out his YouTube channel while we're at it. Him and I were talking after the game. His YouTube channel is called Little Karibo or Team Little Karibo, something like that. I'll leave a link in the description in case I said the name wrong. It might have also been Team Kuribandit, something like that. I think that was it. I think it's Team Kuribandit. I'll leave a link in the description so y'all know. But he went first because he won the die roll. He's opened up with Red Eyes Fusion, Dogmatica Punishment, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Called by the Grave, and Red Eyes Insight. He's playing, you can't tell it by this game one hand, but he's playing a Red Eyes Fusion Eldlich deck where his focal point is making a Dragoon and then protecting the castle with it. And then I've got a Diviner of the Herald, Dark Magician, Drytron, Meteonis, Draconids, Alpha Thubin, and Cyber Emergency. So I'm clearly just playing Drytron. Nothing too special about my list. So he goes Red Eyes Insight, adds Red Eyes Wyvern, or I think it sends Red Eyes Wyvern to search the fusion. And then he's going to activate the fusion. I don't have any hand traps, so this resolves. Luckily, the Red Eyes was in hand, so he's neg 1 right now. But then he gets to set 2 with the Dragoon on board and pass. Looks at his grave and his extra a little first. I draw the good old Herald of Orange Light. We're going to go Emergency for Zeta. I'll be honest, right here, I'm not 100% sure what my objective was. It's kind of hard to play around this Dragoon. Because, here, I don't know if this was correct or not. Keeping my Thubin alive, but getting rid of my Orange Light. But then the call by ruins my day anyways, hitting the Orange Light. And then, I just have Draconids and a Dark Magician. That's not really much to play with right here. And so he draws Order, hits me for 4k, sets Order, pass, and I draw Delta. Here, when I draw Delta, I'm, dancing. I thought I was in this bitch. I thought I got to play the game. And I do get to play the game. It was a really good draw. So we get Thubin effect, summon out, search Ben 10, and then Zeta, tribute the Ben 10 to summon. I'm going to search the Meteonis Drytron. And then Benny Boy's effect is going to search. Search out Diviner of the Herald. I feel like I get told to play faster in games a lot. I'm kind of slow on DB. I'm sorry, opponents. Overlay for Mu Beta Mil Gamma. Did I say his name right? Yeah, Mu Beta Fafnir. And then summon Diviner. Diviner, send the Natis. And this is where he's got Dogmatica Punishment and Order set. This was I didn't know it at the time, but this was a really important 50-50 right here, and I missed it. And lost my whole board to it. So now I've got almost nothing. I go Gamma, Effect, Engrave, tribute the Ritual, summon himself out, bring out Alpha, and then tribute the Alpha with Delta to summon, reveal, and draw. If you look in the chat after this draw, I was buzzing. I couldn't really type properly, but I was trying to say this was a nuts draw, LMAO. And I go Talons, thinking I was going to take the Dragoon, and then he orders me. And, yeah, that was kind of brutal. Here I'm thinking, is there anything I can do? I wish that both Anaconda and Dragoon weren't dark because, well, I'm mainly Anaconda because I can't target Dragoon. But I was trying to see if there was a way that I could activate Verde Cobra's effect to target something to make it dark. But I couldn't. There was no way for me to recur anything, I don't think. But if there was any way for me to get another monster on board, I could have went Verde Anaconda, make something dark, change Dragoon to negate and destroy my own Anaconda, and then crash Dragoons. And then we both would have had 0 cards. But I'm playing a deck where if I draw into one of the, if I draw one Drytron card or one Ritual monster, I can summon every Drytron from my graveyard. So I would have got the snowball advantage if that happened. But I didn't have any way to summon a monster. So I just make this, I guess, to flex, to show him I play the cards, and then I scoop. Because he could have just on his turn attacked in the Anaconda for game. But now I'm going to be going first. Here, I open pretty freaking good. I open Thubin, Delta, Orange Light, Prosperity, Idaten. And he opens Dark Ruler, Imperm, Dark Magician, Red Eyes Fusion, and Conquistador. I'm going to open up with Thuban, tributing the Delta to summon, and then search Ben 10. And then we're going to go Delta, tribute Ben 10 to summon. And even though I have Prosperity in hand, I opt to use the Delta effect. My reasoning here is that I'm not looking for a specific card, and so Delta is just going to give me any free card, and then I'm going to be able to continue playing. Like, I get the same amount of cards as I would have if I used Prosperity, except I get to keep Prosperity in this instance. And since I didn't really need anything in specific, it felt correct. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's what I decided to do at the time, and I think I would still co-sign the decision. Because it leaves me, worst case, the Prosperity to discard off of a Dragoon. Best case, I have it to activate next turn. We're going to summon Mu Beta again, send Gamma. Then activate the Ritual spell, summon out Ben 10. Bring the Ritual spell back, reducing Mu Beta by 1,000. Overlay for Beatrice. Beatrice effect. Send Eva. I wonder what he was waiting on the Imperm for. He kind of just held this Imperm, and I don't know what he was hoping to hit best case scenario. Gamma effect, tribute the Idatin, bring itself out with a Thuban, and then I'm going to activate Meteonis Drytron, summon Idatin, Idatin effect, add back the Drytron. Here we had a little confuzzle. I don't think he realized the effect of Idatin, because he thought I was adding the ritual back by its own effect, but I'd already used its own effect. So here he decides to Imperm it, which is a pretty strong play, I think, because it cuts me access from summoning out Ultimateness. But I just go into Verde effect, send the Red Eyes bricks, summon out Dragoon, and I think I might just pass from here. Yeah, and so even though it doesn't look like I have many interruptions on board, I just have the Dragoon. We have 2 Herald of Orange-Light in hand with 2 discard fodders, so it's still 3 negates through an Imperm in a pretty neat spot. And I kind of think it would be cool to play another Link 2 or something for an instance like this, but I don't know. Because like I said, I feel like I'm in a really good position right here. I'm honestly in an amazing one because he Dark Rulers, so he does get rid of one of my negates, but I still have 2 more negates in hand, which is kind of crazy. So Red Eyes Fusion comes down and summons out the Dragoon, and this is kind of scary for me. He pops my Dragoon because its effects is negated so it can be targeted, and then he goes to pop my Beatrice, and I realize that if he pops my Beatrice, I just die. So I have to Orange Light here, he chains to negate, and I have to Orange Light again to stay alive. And then he swings into my Mu Beta, brings me down to 1,000 life points to his 8,000, and then Conquistador sets Eldlich on the end phase. He still has a card in hand for Dragoon negate, and this is where it gets intense, because I don't really think I'm in a great position here. Activate Meteonis Drytron to add itself back at the start of the turn. And then I think I'm going to shotgun right into an access code. But here, I don't play Unicorn, and this makes me want to play Unicorn. If I had Unicorn, I could have went into it. Although I think Unicorn's a dark, so it might not have given me more pops with access code. Does it banish based on the color? You can banish one Link monster from your field. Yeah, you can't banish with the same attribute. So I don't actually think the Unicorn would have changed much. But I could have tried sniping the back row, but I know what the back row is, so I wouldn't have tried because it's chainable. So here he goes, activate the Eldlich, summons out the Golden Lord. And so I got to be kind of cautious with my access code, because that's my only Dragoon out. If I although he can't respond with it actually, so no I don't know what I'm saying. It's early in the morning, this duel was yesterday. So I have Prosperity, banishing 3. And I could have technically just went battle phase with access and swung over, but here I legitimately wanted him to negate because I know all the cards he has. I'm very low on life points, so I need to keep no high attack monster or low attack monsters in attack position, because if he draws a spell trap, he could just set it send it to the grave to bring back the Eldlich. So, but I also didn't want to leave it on board because I didn't know what extra deck cards he played. So my objectives here was to bait the card in hand so he has less chance of having a spell trap next turn, and then continue off with my plays. Because now I could still swing over it. He takes less damage, but I got the I traded my prosperity for his extravagance, but I have a loaded graveyard of effects, so it felt like it was more valuable there for me to take his away than to use mine. And then I bring back Thubin, tributing the Gamma, Thubin Search, the Drytron Ritual, Gamma effect, tribute that Search Ritual. I really like having access to Draconids. I don't know if it comes up this game or not, but I really enjoy that Ritual monster. So I bring back these two, and then I activate the Ritual spell, summon out Benten. And here, I misplayed. I thought that I could activate the Ritual, but I forgot I used it at the start of the turn. Luckily, he remembers, so he calls me out on it. We don't have a broken game state here. But that made me feel like I punted the game. I was like really worried that I could have lost, all because of that shitty move. But I tribute the Benten for Delta, get Benten effect, just to get an extra card. There was like, I didn't see a reason to not. The only two targets I had in deck are Orange Light and Diviner. That's why I didn't search Diviner, because I can't see my extra deck. But Diviner wasn't really a play next turn, because the only other fairy I have in deck is Orange Light, and then I don't think at this point I have any rituals left. Let me check. Yeah, all my rituals are engraved too. And I sent... Oh, maybe I should have searched it because it could have sent Natis. So there's an argument for that. But he draws Red Eyes Fusion. He only plays one Red Eyes, one Dark Magician. So he just sends it to the grave to summon out Eldlich. Which, this is what I was worried about, because he's at 3,500. That's why I made sure everything was in defense. Even though all these guys summon in defense anyways. But I didn't commit to anything that would be bigger. And he swings over the Delta. End phase, he gets a Conquistador probably. Yeah, Conquistador. And then passes to me. This duel, like, even just watching it, this was a rough duel to be playing. We went for a long time. I'll show you guys the duration of the match after the match, but this duel lasted forever. But I go Meteonis back to hand, and then tribute the Gamma for Delta. Reveal the Meteonis, draw a card, and then activate the card I drew, I think. Yeah. Cyber Emergency, search Zeta. I hadn't had access to Zeta the whole game, but I didn't need it because I drew the Drytron Meteonis off of Delta. So Delta was basically Zeta this game. What are we going to do next? Gamma effect, tribute the Zeta in hand, summon himself out, and bring out Fafnir. Overlay for another Mu Beta effect. Dump Alpha. I technically don't know why I use that, because drawing the Drytrons right now are really good draws, because if he answers my board in any way, I want to have something I can do. Like something I can top deck to be able to play the game, and being able to tribute a Drytron to summon out Drytrons is a way to play the game. So I think it might have been incorrect to use the effect of Foolish. But here I go, activate Meteonis Drytron, and he decides to Conquistador, popping my access code Talker. So I get rid of Gamma on board and Gamma in hand to summon out Meteonis Draconids. And then I go battle phase. I attack into his guy. This guy's 35, so I kill that. And this card can attack every special summon monster once, which I didn't even know that effect until this game. I read the card and was like, oh, I thought this was just a pop for 2. That's kind of insane. So I hit for 2k here, 2k here. And then we slap Downard, and we slap the Zeus. So we have a live Zeus negate. We have Draconids, which could pop face-up monsters. It can pop a, is it face-up monsters? Let me read it. It's during your opponent's turn, quick effect, banish monsters from your graveyard whose combined attack equal 2,000 or 4,000. Then target face-up card your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack, and send it to the graveyard. So yeah, it doesn't pop, it sends, which is very important. but it can only send face-ups. But we have the Mu Beta Fafnir 2 materials, and we control a machine ritual. So this is 2 spell trap negates. 1 per turn, I believe. Yeah, but so we have a spell trap negate on his turn, a pop for 2, and worst case scenario, a Zeus. So he just goes set, strike, end phase, grab Eldlixir. And then I draw instant fusion, switch to attack, hit for 4k. Here he activates this, and I think he wanted me to negate so he could change strike to get rid of some of my damage, because that would have prevented him from dying. If I went Mu Beta negate and he went strike, then I would only have 3,000 damage this turn with him at 32, so he'd have another turn to live. But the reason I let it resolve is because, like, if this is Conquistador, I'll negate Conquistador. If it's Halquero, I can negate. I wouldn't actually have to even negate that. And this can attack all special summon monsters, so I'm not concerned if it's something that puts more cards on board. I'm only concerned with something removing my monsters from the board. I didn't even think about strike as a card to play around, but it worked. I played around it. So we go to game 3 after that intense game 2. He's going to be going first. Let's see what we opened up. I opened up a Orange Light, Diviner, Eva, Zeta, and Preparation of Rites. And he opened Extravagance, Red Eyes Wyvern, Cursed Eldlixir of Sacred Sanguine, and Conquistador. With him going first. So he goes Extrav, banish 6. Banished 2 of his Verticobra and a Red Eyes Dragoon, being the only cards that I think matter. But I believe he played 3 of each. This was a cool draw. There can be only 1 and then Conquistador, which is honestly weird that he'd decide that in this matchup, I think, because it seems like it hurts his deck more than mine. Because it turns off his Conquistadors and stuff, but it doesn't turn off my deck much because I play fairies and machines and then links that are neither. But he went Curse Eldlin to search Golden Lord, and then sent Golden Lord and Eldlixir to send the Curse Eldlin to the grave. And then he's going to activate Curse Eldlin effect to send Halquero. And then he sets Conquistador, sends it to the grave to summon out the Eldlich. And then normal summons Red Eyes Wyvern, goes into the Anaconda, pays 2,000, sending Red Eyes Fusion. And then I Orange Light him here. And so, ba-boom, we don't have to deal with the Zeus. But then I get Eva's effect also. Search out another Orange Light, just in case, I guess. And he sets, there can be only 1. Sets Conquistador. And on the end phase, he's going to get Eldlixir and Conquistador's effects to set another Eldlixir and a Halquero. So this is a pretty beefy board on his part, even after my interruption. Oh, he also gets the 3rd Eldlixir out. Or 2nd Eldlixir. But now he has no Eldlixir in his deck, so his grind game is kind of beat. I draw a Fafnir for turn. I really need some fucking water. Do I have any in here? I got a little sip left. Hell yeah. I just woke up, so I'm still dehydrated as fuck. But we drew Fafnir. I'm going to summon Diviner, effect for Natis. And at this point, I think I knew these 3 back row. So I just tried sniping one of these, I think. No, I went for the Halquero that I knew. I don't know if that's a good play to me or not, in hindsight. Let me look. It probably is. It's at least fine. So he goes, there can be only 1. And then I go Fafnir, search Nova, activate Nova, summon Thuban. This is what I'm talking about, though. Like, I can play through this card very easily, I think. Summon Link Kuribo. Then I went Alpha effect, Tribute Zeta to summon. And then Alpha's going to get Ben 10. And then here, I think I misplayed. So here I link into Phoenix, right? And I discard Orange Light, target that there can be only 1. But we know that this is a Eldlixir and this is an Eldlixir. Which means if this is not a Conquistador, then these Eldlixirs don't matter. And if this is an Conquistador, these do matter. But only if there can be only 1 leaves the board. And then if this isn't Conquistador, any trap it could be could matter. And again, these 2 won't matter. And like I said, I feel like I can play through there can be only 1 like really easily. So I think optimally I should have popped the Conquistador because I think that he would have been locked out of his own there can be only one. And then I could still semi-play the game freely. And I don't know if I could have killed him this turn if I did that. But I think it's worth considering. It might have been a better play. But now he has the Conquistador interruption, which is going to put in work as we go on. So I drew Zeta off of the Phoenix because I have the Link Karibo. I got to co-link the Phoenix, which I thought was pretty nice. So we're going to activate Zeta Engrave, Tribute Ben 10, search Ultimateness, search the spell. And then I decided to just link straight into access code, which is going to get met with the Conquistador. So he activates Conquistador, Chain Eldlich, pops my access code. And now, what do I even decide to do? I summon out Ultimateness, and then activate Prep, adding I to 10 and the Ritual spell back from Grave. And I think I just pass. Yeah, I did not have much that I could have done there. I already used Thubin. Zeta using it would have been irrelevant because I had the Ritual spell already. Although I might have already used Zeta. I don't remember. But, so he goes Eldland effect to summon itself. I negate it. Reason I decided to negate it was because it can attack over it. So I didn't really want to get attacked over. And then he sets a Torrential. And then end phase, banish Eldlich to set Conquistador. Now I think that might be his last Conquistador. There's one here, and yeah, there's a Hawk there, Hawk there. So he's basically out of Eldlich cards. He summons out the Conquistador, pops my guy. But as you see, we drew a Thubin, so we're in this bitch. And here I go tribute. I use the spell. I tribute the Thubin I drew to summon out Ben 10. With my reasoning being that instead of tributing like alpha for alpha to search, that doing this way I would get 2 searches. But I get met with a torrential tribute, which I think I might just pass on. And I'm wondering, if I would have went alpha, tribute the alpha in hand, summon the alpha from grave, I would have got to search a ritual, and then he wouldn't torrential there, though. So then I'd probably Zeta, and then he'd torrential. I think I could have kept going, but I would have probably got torrential later on in the combo and lost more resources. He drew Droll after summoning the Eldlich back. What does he do here? This, now that I'm looking at it, I got kind of lucky. Because if he didn't banish 2 Anaconda and then me negate the third, he could have summoned Droll and made Anaconda right here. And then sent Red Eyes Fusion and made Dragoons. Because he plays 3 Red Eyes Fusion in this list. So him sending 1 didn't make the card dead. So I drew Alpha again. I just am constantly top decking Alpha. And here I tribute Alpha for Alpha. And if any of y'all know this for sure, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is how it goes. He was telling me that I couldn't tribute Alpha for Alpha because it says other. But my interpretation of that is that it says other because if it didn't say other, you could tribute Alpha Thubin in hand, send it to grave, and summon that same copy out. I think it just means one Drytron card that isn't this exact card that is activating. And I explained it to him that way, and he agreed. I accidentally banished my top card here. But he drolls me after this, which doesn't make sense. He knows all my cards. I have access to Zeta, and I have access to Alpha. Zeta can't search anymore. The ritual spell's engraved. Alpha already searched. I don't know why he did that. But then I go Zeta, tribute, summon, overlay. Or first, yeah, add the ritual back. Ooh, I didn't overlay. Oh, yeah, this goes for game right here. Verde, Cobra, send Red Eyes Fusion, send the bricks, summon this. So here, it's kind of cool. We have literally exact game. We popped the Golden Lord for 25, putting him at 35, and then hit him for 3,500. And so that's the match. Let me show you guys how long this fucking game was. 89 minutes. This was a fucking long match. But I had a really good time the whole time, and I like this guy a lot. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Also, look at this. I got the webcam out today. I ain't never used a webcam before, so if if you prefer the webcam, let me know. If not, then I don't have to use it. But actually, I don't know if I like it or not. I'll see if I prefer the webcam or not. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this deck, his deck, and what decks you think I should try playing. And also, today I got locals. Last week at locals, I tried getting deck profiles, but my fucking phone ran out of space. So I deleted a bunch of shit after the fact. And this week we're gonna get them first place deck profiles. Well, first place deck profile and then second place. You know how it goes. I can't have multiple first place ones. But yep, thank you for watching. Take it easy.